Everyone, and welcome to Rush Green for this evening's Premier League International Cup fixture between West Ham United and Atletico Bilbao. It's their under-21 side, coined the Bilbao B-side, and they come to Rush Green for the first game at Rush Green of the Premier League International Cup this campaign. Of course, last week we were at the Chigwell Construction Stadium in Dagenham. This time we're back in the more familiar territory for the under-21s. Rush Green, as kickoff is moments away. West Ham, of course, in their second game alongside Athletic Bilbao in their Premier League International Cup journey this season. The players about to make their way onto the pitch for match week 2. Both sides coming off a 2-2 draw in their last games. Of course, last week I should say, West Ham just had a disappointing first half, matched by a very character-driven second, and they'll be looking to try and make it a full 90. Last week, but they certainly were something special in that second half. Of course, goals from Louis Guilherme to get us back underway, and Brad Dolligan, who doesn't feature in the starting 11. We'll go over these starting lineups. The first one from Mark Robson's side. In goal, of course, is Finlay Herrick, who's back in between the sticks. His first time playing in the Premier League International Cup. Of course, last week it was Mason Terry with the heroics, the player of the match down at Dagenham. He's been replaced by Finlay Herrick, who makes his name in goal. As for the back line, it's been 2 changes. Keeping his spot is Louis Zhao, but he's joined by Josh Briggs and Louis Brown. And back in the starting lineup since their defeat at Newport, Junior Robinson back in the side, which is great to see. He replaces Ryan Battram. Of course, he was injured against Newport in the 22nd minute, so this is his first time starting for the Hammers. And it looks to be Ollie Scholes on the left. He's just signed a new contract, so he'll be wanting to prove a point as well as he starts this evening's game. It'll be a midfield 2, an unchanged midfield 2 as well, between Tyrone Akpata and Lewis Orford, with Favour Fawunmi on the right hand side. And it looks to be a front 3, a changed front 3 since the 3-2 win against Chelsea on Friday. Dan Rigg, Josh Ajala and Favour Fawunmi. So the substitutions: Ryan Battram, who finds himself on the bench, Mason Terry benched as well, Ezra Mayers, Sean Tarima, Brad Dolligan and Amika Adiele joined with Sean Moore. Of course, Adiele had a brilliant game against Chelsea on Friday. He'll be looking to try and come on and make an impact as well. As for the opposition, Athletic Club B, in goal, of course, their goalkeeper Oya Arizanabareta, with the right back Unai Santamaria, number 3 Adrian Lacuna, number 4 David Osipov, number 5 Denel Balotelli, number 6 Javier Sola, number 7 Unai Garces, number 8 Selton Sanchez, number 9 Igor Oyono, number 10 Adrian Perez and number 11 Artis Kondoy. The substitutions for the visitors: Egosa Nomeo, Eric Gaiman, looking forward to this one. West Ham, of course, want to get into winning ways sooner rather than later. First half performance against Benfica won't want to be repeated today, but their second half performance certainly will be. Mark Robson was delighted with the way they showed character to come back to salvage something which looked really unlikely just before the break. But we're here back at Rush Green. Of course, West Ham's second game at Rush Green. It was a brilliant win against Chelsea on Friday. 2 excellent goals, well taken as well, from Amika Adiele, who finds himself on the bench. This is the first bit of defending for West Ham as Herrick smashes it out of his penalty area, unable to really get the range he would have wanted. It's unable to leave his half, but Bilbao will enjoy the spell on the ball. course, Chelsea looked like they could have come back to hurt West Ham with a late goal from their captain Harvey Vale. That was a strike that just unfortunately deflected off Louis Zhao, who of course slightly worrying from Herrick, but he dealt with it well, so no issues. So they win the throw-in on this near side. Taranak Pata, who really came alive in that second half against Benfica last Wednesday. Junior been promising. The timing of his runs and the ability to just bomb up and down that right-hand side is needed in both flanks in this Mark Robson setup with a back three. That's a faulty pass there from Briggs as it allows Bilbao to try and capitalise. They'll play the patient approach. Of course, West was coming to Benfica last Tuesday. Just held up on the byline here. Defensive work again for West Ham as it's whipped in towards that back post. Then it's collected on this right hand side. Bilbao with the first real spell of attacking intent. That's short lived as West Ham looks to bomb forward, especially through Louis Brown. So he just holds it up by the halfway line. The bench this evening. Quite a few changes since their game last Tuesday against Benfica. More of the same that we're used to seeing this evening in terms of the under-21 side. Last week, of course, did see a first competitive start for Louis Guilherme. Since then has worked his way up. He had no feeling like it. Signing your first contract is only the first step. They look to try and come forward, Bilbao briefly. Rizal, the full physical presence, just shouldering off any pressure from Oyono. Just before then, of course, Pearson mentioned after he signed his first professional contract how getting released from Chelsea knocked his confidence, but now being captain of West Ham under-18 side and signing his first professional contract, he said was indescribable, and props to him as well. And players face setbacks, especially at such a young age. It takes such an emotional maturity to be able to just take it in your stride and carry on. And it's the least he deserves by the sounds of it, Preston Pearson. Looking to try and make his name ever present in these under-21 fixtures. The season goes on. So far he's enjoying life as a captain for the under-18s as they come down this left. Orford's there, but cleared away. Scars will go over, take the throw. Solly Scars, another player to sign a new contract. It was announced today. A new long-term contract with Mark Noble by his side. The summer of 2028 with a further year as an option. They try to switch it. Junior Robinson still yet to get a touch on the ball since making his first start, and it's just able to get through him there as they try to bomb down this left-hand side. But brilliant work there from Bawunmi. He really changed matters when he came on last week against Benfica. He was one of few players that came on and really made an impact. Hasn't had much time in this under-21 side, but Mark Robson giving him a start today to show him what he can really do. That's a good ball, but it's slightly heavy touch, still kept in at the byline. Eric just collecting. Skulls just holding it up. Ever present for West Ham since he signed in the under-11s. Trying to make his mark now. That contract that he signed today. Mabel mentioned how it's West Ham's sign of showing that they see all that potential in Skulls. Now it's up to him to work hard and provide them what they expect of him. Of course, he's already made a senior debut back in a couple of seasons ago in their Europa Conference League campaign in the 3-0 victory against FCSB. Skulls even mentioned that he hopes the senior side qualify for Europe, not only for the club's benefit but also for the youngsters' benefits as well, which is an interesting point. Of course, it does open a lot more opportunities, more game time, to have more potential fixtures and appearances. Tidy feet from Conde as he's just trying to hold away the pressure from Orford, but he wins it back well. Gives Conde a second go at it on this near side. Trying to lunge out there, but gives away a sloppy foul, and Bilbao will have their first free kick of the game. Of course, polar opposites for these two sides coming in today in terms of their league form. West Ham, we all know, 5 wins in 5 in their Premier League 2 campaign so far, but for Bilbao, they're coming off the back of 3 straight defeats in the league. They're second bottom, 19th out of 20. In the third tier of Spanish football. Just on 4 points, 1 win to their name, and that was at the beginning of the season against Andorra. They have a chance to try and make it 1-0 now through Perez, as he just runs to the left and then it's whipped in. Easily dealt with, but they've still got the second ball outside the area. He has a second go to try and pull off the strike. It was going to take some asking, considering he had plenty of bodies in front of him. But here he is again, Unai Garças. Acuna. Akpata trying to go in. Rig as well. They're just managing to win that second ball here, Bilbao. So far dominating the opening 10 minutes here. Tidy feed as he chops it in on his left, Unai Garças. Seems to be a tricky player. Liking that left-hand channel as well. Orford in some room. Patter with some options, but goes in short and almost sees the opposition win it back as he continues his run to put pressure on Herrick. He has to be alert there, but he gives it away to the number 6, Javi Sola. They have another opportunity in their final third. They're looking purposeful here. It's a clever backheader from Sola, scuffed by the number 10, Adrian Perez. And that flurry of pressure from the away side ends briefly there. So it looks to be Artiz Conde, the number 11, who's furthest forward in terms of position for Bilbao, but they sloppily give it away there, allowing Conde to pounce as he strikes it and he makes it 1-0. striking it into that top corner and making the away side go a goal up. They've been the only side attacking in the opening 11 minutes. And it's hard to argue that it deserves to be any other way. West Ham sloppy there, gifting it away on that far side. It was Scholes who just unfortunately had the heavy touch to just allow Athletic to win it back and play it out to this left-hand side for Artis Condé to strike one at Herrick's goal, and he had plenty of time as well to decide what he was going to do, and he went for power. He had the precision as well, always rising, but it rose at the right time for Artis Condé. 1-0. And West Ham with an early setback. So just need to try and really get a grip on things. Bilbao dominating, looking like they want to add to this lead. Here's Condé again. He's got the left back Lacuna in space, but it's read by Robinson, and now he has a go to charge down that right hand side, but instead he turns nicely, taking on the Bilbao players with ease, and Orford then just plays the safe pass back to Herrick. And of course, this is the first time West Ham have been pegged back at Rush Green. Of course, we did see it when they were the home side in Dagenham last Tuesday. But they've been in this possession before, West Ham. So no need for nerves just yet, just a need to try and wake up and bring the game to Bilbao now, as there's only been one team in it so far. And they don't give it up on that right-hand side. Louis Brown with some defending to do. Scarles going in to help out, pulls it across. There's some room, a lovely turn, gracefully done. And then it's picked up by the number 10, Perez, still alive. What a turn that was from Unai Garces. As Bilbao are really playing with it with some aplomb here. Just managing to find options everywhere around the pitch, suffocating West Ham. They find the ball in their final third. There's always an option, giving West Ham plenty of problems every time they get forward. As they're getting forward now, a low West Ham block at the moment to try and see off this pressure from Bilbao. As it's Oyono, he tries to keep it alive. Here is Oyono, and he makes it 2-0. Bilbao double their lead in about 2 minutes, and it's the 16-year-old who gets the goal. And West Ham have hardly woken up. Bilbao, the only team in it so far. And West Ham need to be careful here. Really well worked, but West Ham just caught asleep. Louis out onto Oyono. Slight fortune there with the touch from the player that found Oyono in the West Ham penalty area, but he was there to pounce with the instinctive striker's finish to place it low and into that side netting. Saw this in Dagenham last week, where 2 goals were scored by the opposition in quick time. That was later on in the first half. This time it hasn't even struck quarter of an hour yet, and they're gifting the ball away here. Akpata sliding in, but they win the ball back again. That's cleared forward by the goalkeeper Ariz Navarrete. Calls for a foul from those in Bilbao colours, but Rig will chase, and Akpata going in to try and win it back as well. They're determined, but so far Bilbao just oozing quality. And pouncing on West Ham's sleepiness in defence. The ball will go to West Ham as it doesn't find a Bilbao player. Bilbao, of course, their other game was against Sunderland. They drew 2-2 in that one. Sunderland went a goal up, but then Bilbao scored too late on in the first half there. If it wasn't for a late Tom Watson goal for the Black Cats, Bilbao would have 3 points to their name. Here's Robinson. West Ham looks to try and spark a comeback. Not something they would have wanted in the 17th minute, but they have a chance here with Robinson firing it in, and it was so close. Dan Rigg, the one that got the final touch. But that shows that West Ham can generate those chances. Positive play there from the right. Robinson with a lovely dummy to take it on the outside towards the byline to fire it into the danger zone. And it found danger, but couldn't quite find the precision. And here's another brilliant opportunity for Bilbao. Surely not three. Excellent leg save from Herrick, denying Oyono a brace, but that would have been gutting. Just after Rigg had West Ham's best opportunity, Bilbao got up the other end. And it was a similar narrative last week as well, where West Ham had an opportunity to try and get the equaliser when they were goal down, and then Benfica go up the pitch and make it 2-0. Rigg into Akpata. Now Warford. West Ham just needing a spell where they play with the ball and grow confidence from the back. And not with passes like that. Fortunately, Herrick was there, but he plays the direct approach, trying to find a player down the left, but falls back in colours of those in blue. They tried to play out from the back, chased by Ajala, but what a run this is, shrugging off all those West Ham players and managing to just shimmy it away from Brown out to that right-hand side. They take it on the inside. Perez. Now Lacuna. Conde. Lacuna. Playing out from left to right. Looks so confident on the ball. West Ham have had chances to play out from the back. They've had a heavy pass and gifted away to Bilbao. West Ham just having to do all their work off the ball, but not now as Robinson tries to open up an opportunity. Warford, as he tries to spot the return pass to Robinson, just unable to find his right back as it's headed away by Bilbao. Osipov playing it out to Garces. Very tall team, this Bilbao side, even in their attack. Got Oyono and Unai Garces as well, they're number 7. They try to loft it out down this left. Here's Lacuna. Robinson with some defending, and brilliant defending that is. Looking up to try and play it long. It's just above Ajala. Just playing with such fluidity, Bilbao. Even at 2-0 up, the game management has been spot on so far in the opening 20 minutes. Knowing when to play it forward and when to just manage the game and play it side by side. That's a foul on Luisao. Obviously came on as a substitute against Benfica last week. Played the full game against Chelsea, and apart from Benfica, has played every game for the West Ham U21 side this season. Tried to play it long down this right. Funmi will chase and he wins it really well. Incredibly well anticipated there from Funmi, but he's just unable to carry on his run as Bilbao just close him out of the game by winning the ball back, and that's a nice turn there from Javi Sola. Of course, Athletic Bilbao play in the third tier of Spanish football. That's how they play their game out there in Spain, with a lot of teams, a lot of academy teams in the same structure and pyramid as the senior sides. About one promotion from the fourth tier last season, but haven't enjoyed their start, but they're enjoying their start today. But can they carry things on as they look to try and keep their clean sheet? Ajala testing the goalkeeper Ares Navarrete for the first time, and they get their first corner of the game. Positive signs shown here from the Hammers. So it'll be Lewis Orford to try and conjure up an assist. A high ball that dips at a good time, and they've got a second attempt here, the Hammers. This time on this near side. Was Bilbao with their first real bit of defending to do. They've been enjoying the ball and keeping it away from West Ham for large majorities of the game. Lofted in towards that back post again. As Louis Brown was up there, but unable to get the connection he would have wanted, and just allows the Bilbao player on that far side to clear it away. And win the ball back for Bilbao. Orford just regaining it for his side. As he looks up and straight away wants to play that forward pass, but he can't quite execute that one, Orford. A rarity for the West Ham number 8. Of course, didn't start against Benfica last week, and when he came on, he obviously got the assist where he clipped it over the top for Dolligan to run onto. And then, of course, complete the comeback and find West Ham's equaliser. West Ham looking good now. Looking more promising than they did in the first 17 minutes. Ajala trying to weave it round. Looks straight to the referee as he believed he was fouled just outside the penalty area. But Bilbao don't care. They carry on through Perez. Now Garces. Lacuna. Now Balotelli. There's a lot of these Athletic Bilbao players are on loan. Well, they do actually play for Bilbao, but currently on loan at senior side CD Baskonia. So they're all used to playing with one another, even though it may not be in the colours of Bilbao. Similar to what Max Terry's arrangement is at the moment with Hornchurch, of course. Training with West Ham, will play the odd game as we saw him play against Benfica, but the majority of games he's on loan at the National League South outfit Hornchurch. Robinson winning it back well. So far he's impressed when he's had to defend. Of course, it's not the most glamorous scoreline for the Hammers, but Robinson's been a bright spark. And here's another bright spark, but this time for the Bilbao striker Igor Oyono. 16 years of age, one of the youngest players on the pitch. Unfazed by his age as he netted West Athletic Bilbao's second. Coutinho just trying to find Perez. He's found now. Robinson sliding in. Not once, but twice. It's the second time he takes it away, but Perez determined to win the ball back, and Bilbao determined to keep the ball in the West Ham half. Cunha again. Perez, who likes to play all around the pitch, popping up down the centre and around the left, helping out defensively. With Luis out. He's one of the senior figures in this under-21 side. Be incumbent on him to try and spark this West Ham comeback. And they just looked lacklustre in the opening 15 minutes. Bilbao sharp. And that's just poor again. Orford gifting it away fairly easily. They barely have to do much to win the ball back, Bilbao. Can they get a third? Luisão's in the way. Cunha again. Been extremely good on the ball so far, Bilbao, in the opening 27 minutes. And just as I say that, they almost gave it away. They do win it back, but the commentator's curse almost striking there. That would have been fortunate for West Ham, of course. Bilbao still coming away with it, making West Ham come to them. Zach Patter will try and go in short, but they've still got to try and keep their shape, West Ham, as they don't want to see this game go any further away than it already is. Finding space just behind that Patter, and that's a lovely ball to Cunha. Loaded over to him by Perez. Here's Onoyo. Oh, goes for the skilled finish as well, but I think the assistant referee rose his flag just before he hit it with the back heel. The referee's whistle was clearly blown as well. The 16-year-old Oyono just not timing his run that well there, but look at that for a silky finish. Quick footwork there is something to really be in awe of. Only I could dream of doing something like that, but Oyono is only 16 and he already has that in his locker. What a player he could turn out to be. There's going to be a drinks break. Mark Robson, a lot of talking to do. Perhaps some switches he may go to at half-time. So far, one of the impressive players for the Hammers have been Junior Robinson, back in the side, of course, after a spell out from injury. And they've just been caught asleep, West Ham, sloppy in possession at times. But we know they know how to turn a game on its head. They did it last week in Dagenham. Of course, interestingly, with the Basque-based Bilbao, it's known by people as well that they've got a unique century-old policy of only signing players from the Basque country, which places a big emphasis and pressure on their academy to produce most of their talent. But so far we're seeing plenty of it on display today. And number 10, Adrian Perez, having a ball in and around the West Ham penalty area, helping out his side to break in behind the West Ham defence as well. Nico Williams, though, the latest of that who honed their skills at Bilbao, and of course reaping the rewards. I won't mention what happened, of course, this summer, to the dismay of England fans, including myself, but plenty of those in Bilbao colours will be looking to replicate what Williams has done so far in his early career. So we're good to carry on with the ball just in front of Finlay Herrick. Half an hour gone, and of course it's West Ham who suffered that setback by 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. You're just joining us, goals from their number 11 Artis Conde and then their number 9 Igor Oyono, who scored just 3 minutes apart, and they win a throw. Near the boss, Vitor Lopez, instructing his players on how to deal with the end of this first half, or the final quarter of an hour of this first half. West Ham will want to diminish this 2-goal deficit as much as possible as Orford tries to spot the run of Robinson. Just a little light for Robinson to get there as Lacuna gets there first. Well anticipated though by Josh Briggs. Here's Akpata. Of course got the assist for Adieli's second goal on Friday. The lovely left-footed pass to spread it out to that left-hand side. So they've got it in their locker, West Ham. And so far that locker's been closed, but can they open it now? Skulls just lurking around the box. Here's Akpata. And Luizao. Nice turn from Fuwunmi. Briggs. Slightly dirty touch from Luizao there, allowing Oyono to become fairly excited, but West Ham coming forward, but the referee blowing his whistle to the dismay of West Ham, as they believe nothing was wrong there, but then they turn to this near side and see the assistant referee's flag is raised for an unfortunate offside. Need to try and find a way back there. Still plenty of time, just under an hour to go, of course. So they won't be worried. Of course, they did go into this half-time break against Benfica in the same way, 2 goals down. They'll be hoping for a Benfica repeat, if not better. Going one step further, but giving away fouls like that won't help their cause. And it was Sultan Sanchez, the number 8, so winning the free kick. Cunha. Here's Osipov. He plays his first game for Bilbao this evening. Hasn't featured in the league so far. He was absent in their 2-2 draw to Sunderland. Robinson winning it back well with Orford. Fuwunmi, a spring in their step, West Ham, but plenty of blue shirts around Fuwunmi as he rolls to the floor. They get straight back up. It's going to be the first yellow card awarded. And it goes to number 11, I believe. It's like Artis Conde, player that got us off underway in the 11th minute, finds himself in the book for the first time. Orford. Skulls. Now Akpata trying to just lift it there. 2 for 1 mate, calls for a penalty. The referee reluctant to blow his whistle. Well, he does that, but not for what West Ham wanted. Just going over to check. See if favour for 1 me is okay. He's such an energetic talent. Always with a burst of pace, always looking so lively when he gets on the ball. But luckily for West Ham, he's uninjured from that collision. You just see Akpata trying to lift it in behind. Wunmi clattering into Denel Balotelli and being the worse off by some distance. Well worked as Perez finds Lacuna. Wunmi just trying to help out in defence. Comes off Robinson. And here's Conde. Sola. Balotelli. Of course, the entirety of this back line, including the goalkeeper, all on loan at CD Baskonia. Here is Oyonnax. What a run! Oh my! Trying to just place it into that far corner, but it just goes past Herrick's far post. Slight tug of the shirt from Akpata, or trying to at least, to just hold off Oyonnax. It really does just show what a performance he's having so far, Igor Oyonnax. Extremely quick player. He almost found the target, and that really would have made it a mountain to climb for West Ham, as Bilbao look sturdy, they look strong, they're confident with the ball and without. So far it's been an exceptional performance by Lopez's men. Orford playing it back to Luizao, dealing with that well. Orford, he's had plenty of players in light blue around him. Herrick firing it out to Brown, whose first touch just makes him chase the ball towards that touchline, just halting the West Ham momentum, but they continue with it. Luizao. Brown. Akpata. Really well worked from West Ham as Dan Rigg breaks through, finds Ajala, firing it at goal and finding the side netting. Following a deflection, West Ham have a corner, but that was well worked down the left-hand side. Dan Rigg involved, just like he was for West Ham's first last week against Benfica. As it's Balotelli who comes sliding in to see that effort just go wide from Josh Ajala. So Warford trots over to that far corner to try and spark a West Ham comeback. Low corner, which looked like it could have been scuffed, but it ended up finding a West Ham player. But the third ball after that from Rigg, just unable to find a West Ham player on the edge of the area who he is aiming for. Bilbao just win the ball back with ease. It's disappointing moments like that just see West Ham in this position as well. They've looked bright in parts, but you get given the opportunity for a corner and gifted away in the end. It's only going to cause more harm. Brown, here's Akpata trying to turn around Selton Sanchez. That clearance goes all the way back to Eric. So of course this is the only game of the night in terms of Premier League International Cup football. Yesterday Chelsea saw off Anderlecht 4-0, with Sunderland beating Lyon 2-0. Of course West Ham play Lyon on the 3rd of December. That'll be their next game in the Premier League International Cup after this one. Man United drew to Hertha Berlin. With Sunderland of course also in the group with West Ham. As things stand, it's Bilbao who top it. Can West Ham try and half the deficit? Ajala was there around the 6-yard box. It's another corner. Lewis Orford going over there already, and they want to make this one better than the last.
Keep coming, Jude. Keep coming.
So Orford taking it short this time. Skulls is there, but he goes in the box. It's a poor ball, but West Ham end up getting a throw in their final third. With 4 minutes remaining, plus stoppage time. Decide to take it further back than where it was originally. Orford. Briggs. Robinson. And it just lifted in the area. Able to take it past Javi Sola. Briggs standing up tall to try and shield the ball away from Perez. There's a fair battle between the two there. Briggs just lost sight of the ball, which allowed Bilbao to try and get forward. West Ham coped with that pressure. Here's Skulls. Just allowing Conde to win the ball back there, but here comes Akpata. West Ham with 3 minutes to try and go into the half-time break in a better position than what they did against Benfica last Tuesday. For Wunmi, gets a second go at it. On the turn, trying to play the slick pass into Ajala, unable to execute it though, but brilliant slide challenge again from Robinson, but fortunately for Bilbao, Oyono was there to pick up that rebound. Perez, such determination from the number 10. Never willing to give up that ball. West Ham just looking to play it around, maybe trying to find an opportunity. Here's Orford in a pocket of space with a lovely switch out to that left-hand side. Here's Skulls. It's another corner for the Hammers. They're getting these corners, but can they make them count? The last two haven't been successful in the slightest. They need to make that change. And Orford has a chance to try and go one step further, delivering a beauty of a ball, which is towards that back post. Luizao is there, another final touch off a Bilbao player. By the looks of it, nope, the players are staying there. And of course, they're just diverting towards that left-hand side of the penalty area. With Rigg just going in short for Skulls, who takes the short corner kick. Can they make this one work, as the balls into the box haven't so far? Skulls with a delivery on his weaker foot, and it's straight into the grasp of Ariza Navarrete. Oh, just under a minute to go. Bilbao will be delighted. It was the two early goals in the 11th and 14th minute that have seen Bilbao cruise this first half throughout the majority of it. Slight West Ham pressure at points, but no testing of Ariza Navarrete, the Bilbao shot stopper so far. He's claimed crosses when he's needed to, but can he be tested now? Ajala trying to sprint to get there first, but it's good positional play from the Bilbao goalkeeper, coming off his line to just get there first before Ajala could have a sniff. And 3 minutes added on. West Ham trying to win it back. High pressure there from Skulls, but Brown is there to loft it towards Rigg. Skulls trotting over to take the throw. Orford and Rigg, the only real two options for Skulls, but he finds Ajala who goes in short. Scholes. Trying to feed it in the penalty area. Getting another corner kick. Not the aerial threat there in Briggs and Luizao. Of course, Athletic Bilbao do have a numerical advantage on the aerial ability. Towards that near post as it just dipped. For one meet, he looks like he fancies a go, but instead he lofts it towards the byline. Rigg chases, but that's commanding there from Selton Sanchez to just shield off the pressure from West Ham's number 10. So towards the halfway point of stoppage time. And Bilbao will be delighted with how this first half has gone. There is Navarrete with the goal kick, unable to find a player in his colours. Instead, West Ham will try and win it back. Sola out to Lacuna. Spotting a run of Oyuno. And then all of a sudden they try and fire a strike towards that bottom corner. Calls for handball from West Ham and the referee agrees and he blows his whistle. Lacuna will be going into the referee's book now. That's the number 11, Artis Conde, who is joined in the referee's book by the left back Adrian Lacuna. Needless to do that really when you're cruising 2-0. Perhaps sometimes players forget that. That is of course now a rule where if you even tap the ball away from where it's lying, it will be deemed as clearing it away, deemed a yellow card foul. Scholes. Briggs is there, but that's going to be the end of the action in the first half, and you can see Herrick kicking the ball away. You can sense the frustration there, and the West Ham shot stopper is beaten twice early on in the first 15 minutes. West Ham with a lot of thinking to do, but we had the same conversation at the half-time break against Benfica last Tuesday. They're really going to need the same wonders that we saw in the second half at the Chigwell Construction Stadium, this time at Rush Green, as they go into the break 2-0 down. And it's down to these two good goals in the first half, which we'll go over shortly. But as things stand in the International Cup, in their group, Bilbao are top, Sunderland second, Borussia Mönchengladbach third. They've only played one game, but they've already got 3 points. Lyon in fourth, with 3 points as well. Benfica level with West Ham. Of course, West Ham have played one more game now than Benfica have. That's for Middlesbrough. They're 7th out of 8th. They haven't even kicked a ball yet in the Premier League International Cup, due to Blackburn's negative goal difference just below them. But this is what started the evening off badly for West Ham and brilliantly for Bilbao. Gifted away by Scholes. And finding Conde. Perhaps could have been a slight deflection there coming off Briggs, which directed it into the roof of the net. But then it was this low ball. Brilliant touch there from Oyuno to try and keep it under his spell. What an deft touch that was from his colleague in towards Oyuno. It sees Josh Briggs on the floor and Oyuno going off to celebrate Bilbao's second. Just 16 years of age, and he fires Bilbao into a 2-goal advantage going into the half-time break. Mark Robson with a similar team talk needed for that half-time break as we saw against Benfica last week. It ends here, 2-0 to the away side. We'll be back for the start of the second half in around 10 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere.
Bubbles in, yeah. Take flight, alright. Remember the glory. From the Academy of Football to the champions of Europe, where our players became giants of the game and changed it forever, wearing our famous claret and blue. 60 years on, we wear the pride, we wear the passion, we wear the history, whilst making our own. Wear the greatness.
Right, you lot, today's a big day because we know West Ham United is all about putting in the hard work, grafting for the bag. Yes, let's have it! And you've worked hard. Early starts, late finishes. Oh, I've seen it. Tireless, selfless graft. We're not just cooking on the pitch. We're cooking off it too. And you do it all on your own, don't you? Well, not anymore. It's not just about the badge on your shirt. It's about what you wear on your sleeve and what that represents. Because this club don't exist without you. You pillars of the community. You champions of industry. You beautiful business owners. Now get out there and show me what you've got!
Our London, real London, nobody stays a stranger. The Bow Bells, our London calling. More than just a place, the Cockney cool heard far and wide. Graft and dedication, together for the ride. Born here, raised or made here, this is home. Our differences unite us, wherever we may roam. Our spirit strong, our pride runs deep. In our London, it's our dreams we keep. Through highs and lows, we rise and shine. Beyond these streets, the Bow Bells chime.
West Ham United legend Jimmy Walker has got himself in a spot of bother.
Hello, Car Insurance, how can we help?
Company motor's broken down. It's match day.
I know just the company for the job.
NWVA. The fastest, most efficient, cost-effective vehicle assistance company in the UK.
Right, Jimmy, let's get into this game, eh?
Nice one, Tom.
NWVA are proud partners of West Ham United.
So, welcome back everyone, as we're almost underway for the start of the second half. Just to announce you, 2 substitutions. Off comes Josh Ajala and Ollie Scarles. They're replaced by Amika Adieli and Brad Dolligan, 2 players that know where the back of the net is. Adieli, of course, got a brace, as we all know, last Friday. Dolligan completed the comeback. Well, he's been given the task to pretty much do the same this evening as well. He passed the assignment last week. He had Lewis Orford to assist him. He's still got him on the pitch to assist him today if needs be. We've also got the firepower of Adieli, who came on in that second half performance and made his mark as well to try and get West Ham back in it, and they managed to do it very well. It's not all doom and gloom. The first 15 minutes very disappointing from a Hammers perspective, but Bilbao have been showing their quality, albeit they've had a torrid time in the league since they were promoted from the 4th tier of Spanish football. Of course, they won their regional Primera Federación. The English pronunciation. They're now just in the division below La Liga 2. So here they are on the ball now, as Mark Robson has called upon Dolligan and Adieli to try and make an impact. No substitutions made by the away side, and you don't blame them. After a brilliant first half performance, I'm sure Bitter Lopez has just been saying more of the same. But of course they will be aware of West Ham's last result last week, that they can come back and make you regret not taking more chances, even if you are 2-0 up. So they've got that to be fearful of, and perhaps will they do what Benfica couldn't and keep West Ham out? Will West Ham have a chance to try and pull one back? Plenty of room to Riggs. It's played into him. Rigg, what a start that could have been. 2 players down in Bilbao colours after that collision. Rigg unfazed. If anything, frustrated that he couldn't get on the end of it as much as he'd have liked. But good work. Favour for Wunmi. Look at that for pace from Unai Santamaria. Big frame as well. Sprinting to get there before Rigg. And it looks like Arizana Barretta is down here. Of course, you've got Eric Gaman on the bench, should there need to be a goalkeeper switch. They're number 13. But after this is dealt with, you will then have, of course, the West Ham corner. Really good work from Santa Maria. They've just shown so much athleticism, Bilbao. Have the advantage in more aerial threat. And usually you sacrifice that for pace, but not in this day and age. Bilbao really beating their men for pace and height. But Rigg, the player that was involved in West Ham winning the corner, is there in short to provide an option, but they fire it towards that back post. Patter in support of for Wunmi. He takes it on the inside, tries another one of those fierce balls up towards the byline where Orford was, but he scuffs that effort. Unable to try and pull it back and put it into the danger area. Bilbao will welcome that all day long. As they look to play it out from the back, but that's risky. Akpata was there to pounce. Here's Dolligan. Can he open the scoring? Brad Dolligan almost finishing off that brilliant move. Akpata finding West Ham's number 16, and what a time that would have been to score. Announcing himself at Rush Green. Yet to score here in Chadwell Heath. Almost finding the back of the net, but he gets a corner. Exactly what Mark Robson would have wanted his substitute to do, and there's his other substitute potentially winning a penalty. I say potentially because it did look like he had a case there, but some people may say no. The referee certainly does, and that's the ultimate deciding factor for the Hammers. But look at this. Perhaps he went down too easily on the replay. Igor Oyono, the number 9, who just waved down his arm. Adieli going to ground. Whether he regrets that decision now. Santa Maria. Oyono is there, so is Rig. Back to Santa Maria. Cleared forward by Selton Sanchez. Here's Dolligan, who's been a bright spark so far. Does inject more belief into that West Ham side when they see their substitutions coming on and already making an impact. He did everything but find the back of the net. Rig trying to chase to intercept, and he does get a touch, but still sees it fall to Santa Maria. They win the foul, Bilbao. Stalling any momentum West Ham try to gauge. Zach Patter just standing on the foot there. As they recycle the ball to play it out from the back. Ares Zabanareta. Here's another bright spark from Dolligan again, and he finds the back of the net. West Ham pull one back, and Brad Dolligan once again showing his fine form in the Premier League International Cup. Exactly what Mark Robson brought him on to do. What a substitute that's turning out to be. Only 6 minutes he's been on the pitch. As they let it bounce, Bilbao, and Brad Dolligan pounces on that opportunity and just strolls it home with such composure. And it's looking likely that we could see a repeat of last week. West Ham will be looking to go the distance this time, and that decision goes their way. Oh, how football can change in the blink of an eye. Well, after the 15-minute break, of course, which may not be quite the blink of an eye, but I'm sure you get the picture. West Ham looking lively down that right, awkwardly cleared. West Ham smell blood now. As the really poor start to the game has been made better by Brad Dolligan getting his first goal at Rush Green as well. Of course, played National League South last year, where Mason Terry is at this year. Speaking to Mark Phillips after the Chelsea game, and he complimented Mason Terry and Brad Dolligan for the way they can deal with themselves in the changing rooms and the characters they are. You'd have to be a big character to be a youngster playing in that sort of dressing room in the National League and non-league, of course. Big personalities brought into this dressing room. Brad Dolligan and Mason Terry, for that matter, proving to be big personalities on the pitch as well. Both helping out their side last week. Brad Dolligan doing his fair share this week. For Wunmi. Not many players in claret and blue in short distance to him, but he's got Rig and Dolligan to aim at in the box if he's able to open up that crossing chance. Gets a throw, however. For Wunmi. He's having to deal with that Bilbao pressure, but it's picked up by Sanchez. Belategui, who was onto him. Now Bilbao look to try and break forward. This is worrying for West Ham. But fortunately, that flag is raised. They're in a rush to continue, but they're unable to take it as quickly as they wanted to, as Akpata's just holding his right leg there towards his ankle. Orford from deep, spraying one in towards Rigg. What a turnaround that could have been if he was to find something on the end of that good long ball from Orford. Luizao just stretching out his leg to try and take it away from the Bilbao attack. But here's Santa Maria. Gives it back to Osipov. Now Perez firing it out to Garces. West Ham come away with the throw. Some brilliant talent in this side. Plenty of players in this current lineup and on the bench who have featured for the Spanish youth setup. Of course, that being said, West Ham have got plenty of their own in the British Isles, starting in those age groups as well. Brown playing it across to Orford. As you can really start to see when his confidence grows, Orford, how he likes to play the ball long. What a touch that is, but Robinson's second touch lets him down. Brown out towards Adieli, taking it in towards Dolligan, just unable to keep that under his spell. Gets straight back up on his feet, but there's Orford once again, popping up down this left inside channel. Adieli, lovely turn as he fools Perez. Rigg. This is really nice from West Ham. Can they finish off this move? Orford's there. Robinson just at the byline. The referee blows his whistle. But that was beautiful play. Tidy as you like between Adieli and Orford. And this is going to be the first two substitutions for Bilbao. Coming on is their number 16 and number 18. Off comes the second goal scorer, Igor Oyono, and he's replaced by the number 18, Ander Pesina, and then of course the number 17, Teo Huaystemendia, the right winger, 17 years old, and made his debut for the Spanish under-18s earlier this year. Adieli. So two substitutions made by either side, and so far it's the West Ham substitutions that have changed this game, but Bilbao will hope to try and restore that two-goal advantage they had going into the half-time break. Dolligan just getting involved in that pass, but able to intercept it properly. It's a nice turn from Sanchez, taking it towards the touchline. Here he is again, trying to play that clever diagonal ball in towards that left channel of the penalty area. Eric picks it up and Akpata just drops to help out his goalkeeper and provide an option. Luizao. Of course, no Caelan Casey in the lineup today. Played the first 45 against Chelsea on Friday. Yet to be brought back into the team, of course, Louis Brown, who's enjoyed his time mostly in the Premier League International Cup when putting on the claret and blue colours of West Ham. Adieli with some room to work in. Looks like he's going to take it towards the byline, puts it across low, and what a save that is. Orford denied West Ham second by Ariz Navarrete. He read it well, but that came down this left-hand side from the substitute, Adieli. Good effort met by a good save. Safe hands as well to not parry it into a dangerous area. Akpata coming away with the ball, gently Fed in towards Dollaghan. He's unselfish. So's Orford. For Wunmi, rattling the crossbar. What a couple of chances we've had here for Rush Green. We're at Rush Green for West Ham. My word, for Wunmi. He really meant that. Struck it with such venom. Ooh. When you say rattles the crossbar, you mean rattles the crossbar, as you just see it jiggle up and down. And they have a free kick again, West Ham. Orford has really started to come alive in this second half now. We're starting to see the Lewis Orford we all know. Right. Shove there, not once but twice, right in the referee's eye line, but he's unscathed, and so's the player he shoved, another number 8 on the pitch, Selton Sanchez, receiving the very kind Lewis Orford treatment. Dollaghan. There he is, Orford, taking it on his right, guiding it towards his left. Adieli winning the corner kick. Well, it was all Bilbao in the first half. West Ham had a couple of chances, but to call them chances may be a bit of an overstatement. They had a flurry of corners at points. They've got another one here to try and get that second over all the heads. Intended targets. Well, a disappointing corner from West Ham, as they've had so many and haven't been able to make any of them count or even lead to a significant opportunity. It's all Bilbao in that first half. Now it's the opposite in this second half. He's out trying to take it away, but they've got some room here and they're getting bodies forward, Bilbao, but that's an imperative touch, but they strike it through their number 10. It was the number 18, in fact, under Pessina. Slightly heavy touch, which just gifted Pessina a chance to try and tee up an effort. It was Josh Briggs that came to try and intercept it, but if anything, just almost provided an assist. Santa Maria. As we've hardly looked right in the opening 17 minutes of this second half, it's been all left with the West Ham pressure. But Wunmi will try and find the back of the net after seeing his effort hit the crossbar, and Orford putting the ball into the dangerous area. Ariz Navarrete is unable to keep that under his grasp. The referee blows his whistle. It's going to be a yellow card. He's not sure, but it's Danel Balotelli who goes into the referee's book. Perhaps an elbow. Of course, it was Orford that was involved in that play. So he'll know more than me. Akpata. Another offside, this time for Wunmi. So West Ham, of course, have a very affirmative first 15 minutes of this second half. In search of that second, but it's looking ever more likely than it was half an hour ago. But Bilbao looking to just maybe start to grow in towards this second half now. Starting to play the ball in the opposition's half. West Ham aren't giving up just yet. Robinson trying to turn it around, the substitute. So the substitute getting involved, Elijah Gift Isobodo, who in fact was at Huddersfield and Liverpool before he came back to Bilbao. Of course, as mentioned earlier, due to their unique policy, only those in the Basque region can play for Bilbao. Enjoyed some time at Liverpool, however, did Elijah Gift Isobodo, the 18-year-old winger. Previously at Liverpool, of course, and signed from Liverpool last summer. 17 games in the under-18s Premier League, scoring 3 and assisting 3. In that time, he's played for the Spanish youth setups. Here they come again. Through their number 10, firing it towards that far corner as they just try to loft it in towards one of the Bilbao players, Artiz Conde, with that effort. But just before that, it was Adrian Perez who pulled the trigger. Here's Elijah Gift Isobodo, as it looks like he's been fouled. Josh Briggs thinks otherwise. The referee's going to pull it back for a free kick. The yellow card. Josh Briggs into the book, the first West Ham player to be awarded a yellow card of the game. That's a slightly late challenge, but if anything, it was the pace of Elijah Gift Isobodo that took it in behind Briggs, and if anything, forced him to make the foul. It is either leave him be and let him run in the area, or foul him and give away a free kick. It's halted the Bilbao pressure, but their foot still firmly on the gas with this free kick in their final third. There's a wall of Robinson for Wunmi. Referee just organising and instructing on their positions. Rigg occupying the player that won the free kick in Isobodo. Just in the D. An opportunity for Bilbao to reinstore their 2-goal advantage, and they can't do it there. Santa Maria at that back post to try and nod it home. But it's a West Ham player, I think, that got it away first. It's a corner. A good height on it as well. It was Louis Brown to get that decisive touch to take it away from that pressure from the right back, Unai Santa Maria. Sultan Sanchez providing an option short, but maybe they should have gone for that one. They're unable to find a player in light blue in the area, and they're forced all the way back. Pacina gets a touch away from Akpata. Lovely turn from Rigg as he draws in the foul from David Osipov. Is Adieli. It's a sloppy pass, is unable to find Akpata, and then with the reverse pass out towards Pacina, he fires it. You won't want to look at that one. Hitting the post behind the goal, in front of that construction stand, well off target there. He swerves away and up high from Herrick's goal. Here's for Wunmi. Trying to take it on his left, but then changes his direction. And there's Donegan! Oh my! A goalmouth scramble with the goalkeeper as it bounces along the floor and he palms it away. No goal line technology to see if that went in or not. Could that be detrimental to West Ham as Bilbao look to break, but Herrick commandingly on the edge of his box, composed as well. Unfazed from that Bilbao pressure, given the fact he was 30 yards off his line. Here's Akpata. Adiele. West Ham ever so close to a second, and Dollaghan to a brace. Here's another man that knows how to score a brace, and Adiele. Brown. Warford. Sloppy touch from Akpata, just allowing Bilbao to get forward, and they've got to be really careful here, West Ham. But Bilbao getting in behind. It's the substitute Pacina. He's come on with football boots, but they're not his shooting ones. That's 2 efforts now where he's got into good positions, but just hasn't had the composure to make it 3 goals for Bilbao. There's going to be 2 substitutions made by West Ham as they come on. Ryan Battram and Sean Tarima, the 2 typically right-sided defenders. I think that's going to be the end of the action for Akpata, who looks frustrated, and you can feel sorry for him as well. As you know, he's capable of so much, but hasn't been one of the better performances we've seen from Tyrone Akpata. And that's the end of the action for Orford. He's replaced by, of course, Sean Tarima. Interesting to see how they line up now. Just look at that, though, from Dollaghan, coming off the underside of the crossbar, almost catching Aris Navarrete off guard, but if anything, it was a brilliant, instinctive save. So Battram's come on. He's looking to play in this central midfield role. Of course, Tarima looks like he may be playing in that role as well. Typically both have played right back, especially Battram of late with Robinson's absence. They're finding room here, Bilbao, and something for West Ham to be worried about, as they've done well to get back into this game, but Bilbao are starting to open them up more than what they were able to at the beginning of this second half. They've got a corner, won by Oyono. And more substitutions, this time 2 for the away side. It's going to be their number 15 and number 14, as you can see. It looks like it's the number 8, judging by the board, who's going to be coming off. So Selton Sanchez is replaced by David Arredondo, the 18-year-old central midfielder, another Spanish under-17 player. He made his debut in June 2023. And then, of course, Benat Garcia, 17-year-old central midfielder, who makes his way onto the pitch. And that's the end of the action for Artiz Conde, who got us off underway in the 11th minute. Well, for the pleasure of West Ham. A lovely goal. Can they get a third here? Slightly sloppy corner, but West Ham give them a second opportunity to try and pull the trigger. It's Isabodo who had a go. Here he is again. Slight fortune as it's pulled across. Luis Au has to be athletic there to head it away. West Ham deal with that pressure well. Battram. Nice ball out to Adiele. No options in front, but he's sensible to play it back to Battram. Briggs trying to spot the run for 1 meet. They get a corner, West Ham. Ollie Scarles and Lewis Orford, the 2 corner takers so far in this game, but since they've both come off, it looks like it's going to be for 1 meet with the responsibility. The ball still firmly in West Ham's final third, as they have a throw. Junior Robinson, who's had a quiet second half so far. Of course, it's gone in the way of West Ham as they are winning this second period, as things stand. Although they conceded 2, Robinson was one of the bright sparks in that first period. Good to see him back in claret and blue. Of course, you got Ryan Battram, played that role when Robinson wasn't there. He looks to have slotted in midfield. He's doing a good job just tidying up things for West Ham since coming on, but Louise Howe just losing out on the ball there in a dangerous position, but West Ham tried to get in a dangerous position of their own, but Dolligan just shrugged off the ball there. There's Navarrete to clear it forward. Kindly gifted to Rigg as he anticipated it but couldn't keep it under his spell. Tussling going on with Sean Tarima on that far side as they clear it long and get a throw as a result. Chested down nicely by Perez, and they managed to keep it in a dangerous position. The Athletic Bilbao player going down there under Pessina, very acrobatic fall to the floor there, but he does look like he sustained a bit of a nose injury. The referee waving, signalling to the medical staff to come on. Under Pessina up against the tall frame of Louise Howe, of course. Last Friday, Mark Phillips mentioned how Louise Howe was like an old-fashioned centre-half, and you're seeing that kind of brutality there, although, of course, it wasn't intentional. You're seeing how the tall, robust frame of West Ham's number 6 can just shrug off any sort of pressure when it comes to beating him physically. Of course, the fixtures don't get any easier for West Ham as they trail 2-1. Their next game is in the Premier League 2, and it's against Manchester City. Of course, both teams have played the same amount of games. It is West Ham who have won all 5, and Man City have only won 4. They, of course, lost their opening day game to Liverpool 3-1, so they currently sit in 3rd on 12 points. Of course, Fulham just below West Ham, in between West Ham and Manchester City in 2nd. They're on 12 points. They've only played 4 games, won all 4. And they host Chelsea on Friday. So a big game this weekend for West Ham. What a way, and what a statement that would be to the Premier League 2 to make it 6 wins in 6, and against Manchester City as well. The side up there chasing them for top spot. But right now their attention is on the final 12 minutes of this game and trying to salvage a point, but with passes like that they're not going to be able to do it. As Zabodo chases down that left channel to fetch the ball. West Ham take their throw quickly. Here's Tarima. The first substitutes to come on, of course, for Ryan Battram as well. Since then, they've been joined by Brad Dolligan and Amika Adieli. It's launched forward. Second time to try and get it into a dangerous position, but Josh Briggs is there to intercept. Here's Bernat Garcia. Santa Maria unable to get there. Adieli gets there first. Can they make this opportunity count? It's a good one. Bilbao caught off guard. Here's Adieli. Across the box, Batram, the substitute, almost catching the goalkeeper on the other side of his goal. A deflection helped Batram's strike there. But Ares Navarrete was alert to that deflection and just comes down to his right-hand side to collect that ball. He's been affirmative in that goal mouth. Of course, he hasn't kept the clean sheet, but when there's been chances for West Ham and worry for Bilbao, where West Ham could have looked like scoring, of course, the chance from Dollaghan and his header springs to mind. He's been there to keep the ball out at all costs. Fired forward, but no player there in West Ham colours to get on the end of it as we're into the final 10 minutes. Adieli closing in on Santa Maria and forcing him to gift him the ball. Good work from Adieli as he finds a ball in towards the box, goes over the intended targets as Robinson slides in to try and win it back. Taremi using his body to just clear it away. And it results in a Bilbao goal kick.
Let's give a Brad 5. Well done.
Santa, igual tenemos que ir más bajos, ¿eh? Estás teniendo muy poco tiempo para el juego, Santa. Igual te tienes que proteger un poco. Vale, vale.
Brown under a slight bit of pressure from Adrian Perez. Of course, Bilbao, second bottom of their division. And we are seeing a completely new look side in this Premier League International Cup. Compared to their game, which they lost at the weekend against Celta Vigo B, we're only seeing one player that actually played that game, and that is, of course, Selton Sanchez. Apart from that, it's a fully changed squad, but a majority of these players do also play for CD Beskendia. And it's 2-2. Dollaghan there to get the brace. And West Ham do what they did last week and complete the unlikely comeback. What a tournament he's having. From Adieli. Finding the West Ham player in a tight area. And a slight bit of fortune. Catching everyone off guard, including the goalkeeper, but Brad Dollaghan was there. Even caught me off guard where he just struck it, and then all of a sudden it just deflects and then loops him behind Ares Navarrete. West Ham going into the break 2-0 down. It felt like they surely aren't going to repeat what could have happened last week. Of course, you'd think with Bilbao going into the break 2-0 up that they'd be wary of the West Ham side. But the word to use is unstoppable. And now, Benfica are having their result replicated by Bilbao. Dollaghan aiming for a hat-trick. Unable to find it there, but Bilbao looking frustrated, and they're looking tired, if anything, after such a controlled first half. They don't have that same enthusiasm and energy that they brought in the first half, but they're still getting the ball in a good position. Perez. Now Santa Maria. Here's Garcia as they're flirting with the ball outside the West Ham penalty area. Zabodo with the step over, trying to take it past two West Ham players. Beats the first but not the second. Now Bilbao are turning on the pressure. And they get a corner as a result. as Bilbao will be desperate to try and get back into the lead now. Of course, you're on a 2-1 lead at this point against Sunderland and conceded in the 82nd minute, and if anything it seems like Donegan probably scored in the same minute as well, so it's deja vu for Bilbao, and they turn that away as they try to find their third, the game's fifth. Forced to play it back. Garcia. Nice ball in towards Sola. Gabodo. Perez on the overlap. Bilbao are turning on the pressure just after what felt like a fairly slow period of the game for them. They're now turning it on. Donegan's second goal giving them a huge wake-up call as they're now staring the reality of dropping another 2 vital points in this competition. Whipped in, another high ball. Seen that from both sides, and that's a collision between the two. Between Santa Maria and Louis Brown. Brown going over. Oh, he's not. He's just going to have a look at Santa Maria, but they both collided with one another quite heavily there. Last substitution, Peo Huistamendia. He replaces Adrian Perez, who's been a bright spark in that Bilbao side today. Frustrated coming off whilst his side have thrown away their 2-goal lead. Here's Adiele. Does feel like when he comes on the game changes. Of course it's down to the other players as well, but we saw him come on against Benfica and the game took a drastic change. It's just his runs, his decision making causes all sorts of problems for the opposition down their right hand side, and he's bombing down West Ham's left. 3 minutes to go. Luizao, as both sides are looking for their first win in the Premier League International Cup this season. Bilbao are going to get it, but West Ham have other ideas. Donegan, what a threat he's been since coming on, getting a touch to almost steer it towards that far corner. But the flag is raised on the far side. In between both centre halves, but in an offside position. The timing of his run and the clinical nature to his strike just needed a bit of improvement there. Another substitution, Sean Moore, who's going to play the remaining 2+ minutes of the game. It looks like he's going to be coming on for favour for Wunmi. Of course, he got very close to goal when he cut it in on his left and struck it with such venom it rattled the crossbar immensely. Launched forward as Tarima's underneath it. Arredondo. Santa Maria joining in on the action. Tarima just trying to keep tabs on Huistamendia. Here's Garcia, now Santa Maria. Luizao goes down. He wins the free kick. Just what West Ham would have wanted. Slight little jokey dummy there from Luizao. Eric needs to be wary here, and he is. Rig unable to keep it down. Fizzed forward by Bilbao. Here's Huistamendia. Osipov trying to play the diagonal, but Robinson is there. Slight slip to see it go back to a Bilbao player, but another offside. This time Isabodo, the man in the offside position. As we close in on the 90, both sides staring. Their second 2-2 result. As things stand, Bilbao are 4th, West Ham are 5th. And the only thing that's down to is the name, if anything. With the alphabet having its say on the table, but West Ham will try and make it a bit more affirmative by trying to get the 3 points to see them surpass Bilbao in 4th. As Dolligan looks to have been fouled, he believes he was. As we'll see stoppage time any moment from now. 4 minutes added on. And West Ham have a free kick. What a time this could be to score. And it's a yellow card for Santa Maria, following his challenge on Amika Adieli. Just there, lunging out, quite lazy there as he's leaning back, not really putting anything in to try and get that back, apart from just leaning and lunging out that right leg of his. So Dan Rigg with duties to loft this ball in or to float it in even, with the intention to find ahead of a West Ham player. Luizao and Adieli running on side, and he picks up the ball. Adieli, well worked, but a heavy ball across the penalty area, picked up by Tarima, up against Isabodo. And more, first touch on the game, giving it away, sloppy, but comes off Batram for a Bilbao throw. Osipov. Adieli with a slight tactical foul, but play continues through Cuesta Mandia. Santa Maria. Eric. Firing it out of play. Bilbao keeping the ball away from West Ham. So they're in search of a third, but that's short-lived. And Bilbao just win it back in the middle of the park. We're 90 seconds away from full time, or thereabouts. Batram picks it up, runs forward, trying to play the pass out to the right-hand side, but just finds Isabodo instead. He looks lively. Now up against the number 5, Josh Briggs, firing it across the face of goal, but luckily no players in light blue to tap it home. Warning signs there from the ex-Liverpool and Huddersfield player. Adieli. Batram trying to move. Referee blowing his whistle, but throw's taken. Alategi. 30 seconds left. Can Bilbao try and claw back their winning lead? So they've got the better chance here late on. Chooses the unselfish approach out to Cuesta Mandia on this right-hand side. There's Santa Maria once again, but that's poor, and Adieli will try and make the most of that, but it's gifted away. Santa Maria looking to take it back. West Ham in such a defensive structure that Bilbao only have that as an option, but they're trying to fire it forward now. Is Isabodo. They'll certainly have the last chance of the game through the substitute, taking it to the byline across the face of goal again. Eric had his right arm stretched, it's still alive. Santa Maria finding the head of Luizao, and that's going to be the end of the action. Well, the referee's blowing his whistle as there looks to be a bit of full-time whistle argy-bargy going on between Sean Moore. He only, of course, played a couple of minutes coming on at the end of the game, but West Ham will see that as a massive point in their journey in this season's Premier League International Cup. A complete repeat of what had happened last week, with the away side making it 2-0 in the first half, but a brilliant change in tactics and game plan for West Ham in the second that just saw them come back to salvage a point. They'll have to take it given the opening 14 minutes. We'll go over the goals in just a second. West Ham, I think, still frustrated though, as they would have really tried to see this as a game to really push on now in the Premier League International Cup. It does mean Bilbao stay 4th, West Ham stay 5th. Both sides having 2 games played, 2 2-2 draws. West Ham will be the happier of the two, but this is where the game all kicked off, as West Ham gave it away. Unfortunate for Scarles on the day he signs his new contract. A slight fortune in deflection from Briggs that allows Condé to open the scoring as he fires it in to the roof of the net. And then, of course, it was excellent work from the 16-year-old Uyuno. It was Sola with that deft touch, and Uyuno with that firm left-footed strike into the corner to make it 2-0 for Bilbao. But then on comes Wonder Man Brad Dolligan, who's the saviour for West Ham in this competition. He was definitely the saviour today with his brace. Here's the first of his 2. Lovely composed finish from Brad Dolligan. Certainly a player for West Ham fans to get excited about. 3 goals in 2 games in the Premier League International Cup for that man, and this is his 3rd goal in this competition. But it came out the blue. Adieli making things happen. The two substitutes that came on after the half-time break, linking up to get their second. Surely Dolligan's due a start soon from Mark Robson. Came out of the blue from Dolligan's strike. Caught me off guard, caught maybe others off guard as well. But Dolligan was there with the instinctive finish, and that's what keeps it and makes it 2-2. Full time here, the second game of the Premier League International Cup. West Ham face Manchester City at the weekend in a brilliant big game at the top of the table in Premier League 2 action. And that is it for this evening's action. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It ends here. West Ham 2, Bilbao 2.